It's time for the Engaged Club, the podcast for club managers and operators that strive to create loyal and connected members, guests, and customers. Here are the two guys with the club management and digital marketing advice you need to realize your club's potential. Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid.
Welcome to another episode of the Engaged Club podcast, supported by the Canadian Society of Club Managers. Thank you very much. I'm Roger Kincaid. I'm the marketing guy from Off Course Golf. You can check out our website at offcourse.golf.
And I'm James Neal Hope, otherwise known as Jim. Hello, Roger. How are you?
Good, buddy. You know, when you say James Neal Hope, it sounds like you walked on the moon or something like that. I like that.
Yeah, or my mother's calling me to get my ass inside the house. I'm late for dinner.
Jim, today on the podcast, I really want to address a really simple question. And the question is, how often should I be sending an email to my database? Basic enough, right? I think we can cover that.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 times a day. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Jim, it's just like when you were trying to make a good first impression on that guy or gal that you were trying to date. You just want to be calling them nonstop just to let them know how interested you are.
Well, especially when you're sitting outside the front of their house.
Okay, look, let's stop being creepy here right away.
All right, so, back on topic. What is that number?
Short and simple answer, it's once per week. Okay. And here's why I say that that's the short and simple answer. If you're emailing your database, and look, it doesn't matter if it's a private club and you're sending out that, that member newsletter, or if you're a club that's got 100%, public play, or even a municipal golf course, where you're talking to your database about the various programs or opportunities that you're running. If you send out emails to that database once per week, a couple of things are going to happen. One, you're going to reach a pretty standard, I would say, level of engagement where people know that you're there. You're emailing with them with a cadence that makes a lot of sense. And the second thing is you won't be inundating them with messages. And you also won't be overwhelming yourself having to create a good email because you're basically sending one per week. So that's kind of my short answer. But Jim, let's unpack it a little bit more than that. Yeah.
And will you also be talking about if there are better days of the week to be sending emails and times of the day as well? Will you be touching base on that?
And might as well address that up front. Your mileage is going to vary. You might find in the city that you live or with the types of customers that you have that they're more inclined to open your emails on Tuesdays at 3:00, or you might find that they're more inclined to open them on Thursdays at 10:00. The key is to just try a few different things, run some simple experiments, and then figure out which one gives you the best traction. And keep in mind too, Jim, that, you don't have to just only send that email one time and you've only got one shot to get it open. If you decide that you're going to send out, your May newsletter on May the 1st at 10 a.m., you can also send that same email to the people that didn't open it on May the 1st at 10 a.m. You can send it to them on May the 2nd at 3 p.m., right? So we can give people extra opportunities to open up our email that way.
Is twice the number of times that you want to sort of send something? If you sent it to them on the 1st at 10 and then on the 2nd at 3, do you send it again the 3rd at 9 for those that didn't open it after the 2nd attempt, or is 2 kind of your maximum number? Yeah,
no, that's a really good question. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but again, my answer is going to be, it depends, right? And you're going to want to experiment with that sort of thing. You might find that at your club, giving people 4 opportunities to open that email is what's going to work the best for you. And you might find that, 2 is when it sort of has the best impact at your club. So, the bottom line is to try different things, try, some, like we call them, simple experiments to see what works best at your club. So, the first thing to consider, Jim, is that you want to be able to set a schedule and a cadence that you can keep. Email marketing is going to be one of your most profitable channels for getting the message out about your club, no matter what kind of club it is. And if you could only do one marketing tactic, I would say that you should do email marketing, okay? Because it's cheap, it's effective. Just about everybody has an email address. So the audience potential is huge and it really deserves your time and attention. So set a schedule and set a cadence that you can keep. That means setting aside time to actually write a really good email. Don't just hammer something out Monday morning at 9:50 because you're going to send it Monday morning at 10 o'clock. If you're sending Monday morning at 10 o'clock, write that email on Thursday afternoon. then read it and edit it on Friday morning over, half an hour, and then schedule it to send out on Monday at 10 o'clock. It's really important that you treat email marketing like it's the powerful tool that it is and not like an afterthought, because keep in mind, when somebody's reading that email, you have their full attention. They're giving their full attention to what you wrote. And that's why you should give your full attention to the email that you're going to write. The next thing, Jim, is to figure out what's the purpose of this email, right? I mean, why are we sending this email to so many people in the first place? And why is it, such a powerful marketing tactic? And it's because email gives us this opportunity to have their singular focus, to show the value of what our club or property has to offer, right? We're really advertising why you want to spend your time and probably your money at our club. You want to inform people, right? So we want to use that kind of detailed language that's going to sell. And we want to speak to the reader one-on-one. We want to engage them. Keep in mind, like when we think about writing this email, we might think about, the 2,000 people that we're going to send it to, or the 500 people that we're going to send it to. I really want you to focus on the one person that's going to read it. Nobody's reading your email en masse. They're reading it one at a time. And so we don't want to say things like, hey, everybody, come on down this Friday night for the prime rib buffet. We want to say something like, hey, Jim, is it a special occasion this weekend? A birthday, an anniversary, or maybe just Friday? How about some prime rib? Chef Karen's cooking up her specialty. She's got the mashed potatoes, and it would be really great to see you at the club. Okay. That's going to have a lot more of an engaging impact. And finally, the last purpose of this email, Jim, is to convert people. And that means a call to action, a really clear, concise step that person has to take. Call the clubhouse to book your table because it will fill up.
The one thing that I've taken from, all of the podcasts you've done on marketing is that the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. If you just want to be casual about what you said and casual about how you do it, expect casual results from that. But if you put a lot of time and effort and thought into the messages and the frequency with which you send those messages, the results, you'll get the rewards of those results at that time.
Absolutely. And, it's all front end loaded, Jim. I mean, you got to put in the work up front. It gets easier over time as you develop a better routine around it. And the more you do it, the more success that you have with it.
If you do something and you start to see some really positive results, that'll feed on itself for you too, won't it? That you'll feel good about the fact that the effort you're putting into it is you're getting results from that. And you'll probably want to up the effort to try and up the results as well.
No question. Absolutely. No question about it. It will also give you an indication of what sort of thing really works well at your club. So you'll know which vein the good ideas are coming from, and you'll kind of build on those. If you're having great success with certain types of events that are geared around your golf shop, it'll give you the impetus to create even more of those events and more of those opportunities. And Jim, don't forget about the network effect, right? Like at the end of this podcast, we always ask people, we invite them, please share it with your friends in the club business, share it with your team. Let this be something that can grow your business and help others around you. You're going to do the same thing with your email. Hey, if you want to put together a group of friends to come to this, prime rib dinner that we're having on Friday night, share this email with other people that you'd like to bring to the club. Jim, here's what I want to do at the end of this episode, okay, is I just want to ask people who struggle with email marketing, what specifically are you struggling with? So, if you have a hard time sending an email to 200 people or 500 people or 2,000 people, how about you just send an email to 2 people, me and Jim? Open up your browser right now. We know that you're 80% of you listen on your phone, 20% of you listen on your desktop. Just start an email. Go to hello@engagedclub.com and just send us an email that says, this is what I struggle with about email marketing. This is what I hate about email marketing. This is what stops me from sending emails to my database. Just send us that email. I'm really curious about what the problems are, what the struggles are, because I want to help you overcome them and really achieve something with this tremendously profitable tactic that you have before you. And I also want to be able to use those ideas for future podcast episodes so that we can help other people that are in the same position as you. Nobody says email marketing is easy. It certainly is difficult to do very, very well. But together we can make it a lot easier and get you some better results for your club.
Roger, and I hope people that are struggling with it take you up on that by sending us the email at hello@engagedclub.com.
Cool. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you found it valuable, would you do what we always ask you to do? Share it with your friends in the club business. Maybe share this one with the marketing team at your club as well, and they can come back with some questions also. And until the next time, thanks for listening.
This has been the Engaged Club podcast with Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with your fellow club managers and operators. Until next time, thanks for listening.